Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are back on the five-digit World Cup 2026 stage. My name is Aquatic, and joining me in the commentary booth is going to be Valine. Say hello.
Hello, how's it going? I just woke up, but it's all good.
Yep. Today we have a very exciting match for all of you guys today. It is going to be United States versus Canada, the long-standing rivalry in the five-digit scene that has been going on for since 2023, I believe. But yeah, this is going to be Seed 1 versus Seed 4, the expected match coming into quarterfinals winners bracket. However, the power scaling for both of these teams is kind of scary, considering United States so far has only lost 1 point in the entirety of the bracket stage, while Canada, on the other hand, had to fight tooth and nail through a 4-0 comeback uh last week against the United Kingdom's team on tiebreaker. So Canada's gonna have quite a uphill battle to be fighting here against such a strong team in the United States here.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it could be unfair to say that Canada, that they do lose that much against the United Kingdoms. The United Kingdoms were, after all, grand finalists of 5VC, so there could have been a little bit of a de-seeding going on around there from the UK side, despite, them changing only two players from the 5VC roster to play this 5WC iteration at the moment. But yeah, for this current match, USA and Canada, you have new faces, especially to prove themselves here to try and get to that top three, guaranteed top three spot. I mean, I'm looking at Remexia, Vittori, um, Schwarg, Billathon. I mean, almost all these United States players are kind of new here. And on the side of Canada, though, you only have at most two new players coming in for the side of them with Wolfboy and Dragons trying to prove themselves. And also, actually, no, Nevarin as well. Nevarin finally making a spot in A team after trying for at least 3 years.
Yep, certainly so. Canada sees a lot of returning faces, but also some new faces coming in, especially with Wolfboy, last year's B team player. This year has seen a lot of a very big glow up, being now one of the key players to carry Canada, especially last week, to their victory against United Kingdoms. Overall match cost at fourth, I believe, last week.
Could be. We'll have to check on that later.
Yep, indeed. So we'll be getting into the bands and roles very soon. I believe the players are in the lobby now. And yep,
All right.
getting ready here.
Yeah. This protect we just mentioned Nomad 5. I don't know who exactly protected the Nomad 5. It could be the Canadians that protected that. If that stream overlay is gonna correct it. Actually, never mind. The United States actually gonna protect the Nomad 5 instead. That's actually kind of a surprise with the Canadian reading roster over there. That can also, I think, kind of match the United States on that end here. So now we have to. I mean, there's also the Canadian protected that we haven't seen just yet. Oh, both teams protected Nomad 5? Oh, wow.
Oh
That's
wow!
crazy.
I believe is that the first time we've seen this happen in this tournament so
It
far?
might be the first time, yeah.
Yeah, but of course, I mean this really does make a lot of sense for both of these players. I mean, Canada, you have incredibly strong gimmick carries in Jackie and Dragon. While in the United States, I believe Osutori is one of one of the very strong up and coming gimmick players for United States. You could add in some other players if you're more familiar with them, Veiling.
Well, yeah, Osutori or Abitori, as some people might know her as. Yeah, they were the one, she was the one that actually was the surprising factor in the team building in the United States, the one that actually kind of wasn't like that top 10 for tryouts, the one that everyone was surprised about, but there were some scrims that probably helped them out as well to really improve them further here. And I mean, she is like that up and coming gimmick player, but also the long-standing United States player in Paragon or Thigh Highs as they are known right now. has finally made it to 18 to also support Victoria, but also maybe going the other way around to support each other here. But right now we're seeing a ban at the moment with Canada banning DT2 and the United States with the 2 bans of Hidden 1 and Nomod 6. So a lot of these gimmick picks are gone. And finally, Canada is banning the last mechanics picks of DT1.
Yep. United States, whichever rank range they're in, has always been known as a mechanics team. So the DT2, DT1 ban from Canada makes a lot of sense. Seems the United States is gonna go for that precision ban on it, Nomod 6 though.
It is an interesting ban, but it could also be a comfortability issue. That one doesn't really have that much combo density, and it does take a while to actually practice that kind of map with the slider aim that you have to account for. But you know, there are also no sliders at all with the Harvard 2 precision as well here. And at the moment, with now Canada being the first pick, we have to wait to see what their first pick could be. I would imagine them going into the Nomad or Hidden here. I can't really imagine them going into the mechanics against the USA at the moment.
And with a very strong HD roster, the Hidden 1 being a light tech map as well is going to favor Canada on the skill set department as well. So it's probably just down to a roster comparison between the United States and Canada on that HD 1. That's why they decided to go for that ban. But of course, there's still many maps left in the entire pool of various skill sets. One thing I did notice, though, while looking through this pool, I noticed a lack of tapping maps. At least throughout the first 3 mod slots within the entire pool. Do you think that will affect anything with picks and bans between these two teams?
I'm not so sure, honestly. But with this Nomad 1 getting picked, though, we're already going into the RNG pick here on this lowish BPM-Y cross-screen aim here that the poolers have decided to pull. And also one of the only few maps that are kind of the regular kind of mechanics generic maps that we have, actually.
But of course, I mean, this map is gonna feature a lot more of those wider aim sections.
Yeah, definitely.
That you see in a lot of those like farm maps, consistency farm maps in this SR. It's not going to have too much tapping, being at only 190. It's a very comfortable BPM for all of these players. 195, apologies.
Yeah, 195. I mean, this one can be one of those maps to like just get it out of the way kind of deal for Canada right here. I mean, I'm sure they're confident in their own aim. They did kind of, I think if I recall correctly, through the FC that Hidden 1, and also do pretty decently well in that Nomad 1 against the United Kingdoms here. So, you know, they are pretty confident in the aim, and, you know, in the statistics side, it does kind of favor them as well in the aim department here. But for this kind of particular Nomad 1, with it being a harder pool after all, this one could be a bit more RNG than Canada might expect.
Yep. Of course, Nomad 1 pick. It is Nomad 1 after all. It is consistency aim for 3 minutes and 40 seconds. It's gonna be RNG regardless of theoreticals. Canada going for this first is probably just to get the nerves out of the way, get your aim hand warmed up, of course, and get your consistency ready for the rest of the match. But of course, they're not looking to lose this point right off the bat. Definitely not. And yeah, here we go into Nomad 1.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, we immediately see some early misses coming out from Canada. Are those banchos? It does seem one of them was. Exit does immediately trade though. Thigh high finding a miss. First miss on the Team United States. It's 3 FCs, 2 FCs in fact. 2-1 on Team Canada.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good thing to just early, like, misses as well, especially with a low combo density kind of a map here, so there's nothing to really worry about just yet. But, you know, there is some things to consider with Canada, you know, taking their own, a lot of time for them to warm up here, so there could be potential, especially with them losing out 0-4 initially against the UK, and then the UK unfortunately allowing a 0-4 to warm up to eventually went out in that tiebreaker here. So in United States, if they would want to like kind of win this point, they would have to gain that momentum really quickly and not let them warm up here. But right now, before the first K, we do see those two misses coming in from Wolfboy and Sumion, and right at the moment, US still holding on at the moment now.
United States with the combo advantage into this first quarter of the map. No one seems to be breaking. As I say that, SkyZ does find a miss on United States team, though. The combo is going to be even. Now the bleeding has been stopped, and with that miss from AB Tori, the combo lead is going to flip right back to Canada's side, and so does the score. 30k and rising. If Exia and Jackie keeps on holding, it's going to increase the score lead even further.
Yeah, it seems like the aim department on the United States is a little bit kind of off the whack here. There's a little bit of over aim, a little bit of under aim coming in, especially on the department of AB2 and Little Nebula here. I mean, there's still those big combos of Tarragon thigh highs at the moment, but there actually is that miss from Jackie though. So now it's just Exia with the only one with the bigger combo, if I'm remembering correctly. I'm sure there's going to be those recoveries coming in with Wolfboy and Sumion at the moment. Yeah, so this is 100k score difference. It is still towards the leads of Canada, but right now Exia though with that miss is not going to really help them out to really gain that score lead for them.
And so does Wolfboy fall. That's 3 combos gone from Team Canada. Of almost the full combo reset. Sumion being the only one left. And there goes Sumion, traded by Little Nebula and SkyZ. But the massive combo from Thigh High on Team United States is going to bring the score lead right to the edge and not quite over. The combo has been reset. Full combo reset across the board. Jackie the only one with any semblance of recovery on the on the entire match.
Yeah, Jackie will be the one and probably the only one that would need to save Canada to potentially get this point here. It's still not over just yet. These comebacks to this 20k score difference is not a great one for the side of Canada. Very volatile if any misses coming in from the big combos, but there is a recovery of Wolfboy and also Sumion and Exia coming in. These smaller big recoveries will help out in the long run here, especially with SkyZ still continuing to miss on this Nomod 1 and not really supporting their other teammates at the moment, United States. But 40k score difference right now and rising, and they're still increasing, especially with SkyZ missing there.
Yep. It's just a general stability on this Nomod 1. Canada just seems a bit more stable than the United States. Coming off of that key eye now, the combo lead is going to be firmly in Canada's hand, even with that miss coming out from Exia. Jackie's 500 combo is still holding strong. That's going to stop the United States from being able to bring back the scoreboard in any way, shape, or form. Little Nebula finds a miss, immediately traded by Sumion, but Jackie, the last bastion for Canada on this Nomod 1, is going to ensure that they close out this first point in Nomod 1 in closer than I think Canada would have hoped. Oh, yeah. They do find a miss though.
Yeah, but there's not enough map. Yeah, so yeah. Jackie, even though that score difference did just drop down rapidly by 30k at the last second, so if the map was maybe going on for like 10 more seconds, then it could have gone to the United States side. But yeah, Jackie, he knew the assignment. That experience comes to him, and he knew that, you know, if holding can help out the team more on that aspect of getting that score difference to them, then Canada could win that point. And indeed, that 30k score difference did end up going towards the side of Canada here. So Canada winning out that Nomod 1 by, I think, a hair right there. It was pretty close at the middle, but unfortunately, those misses coming from the United States were more crucial than ever for Canada to win it out.
Indeed it is, and now it is time for United States to respond. The consistency first pick has worked out for Canada. The score difference of just 30k was very, very close. Could have honestly gone to either side, but Canada was the one to prevail, and there's not going to be any early break points seen from Canada, at least. United States is looking to respond to that. Any predictions on what they might go for here, Neil?
So I would predict they will go into the Hard Rock here. Not Hard Rock 3. Hard Rock 3 is kind of one of those RNG maps that I think both teams can do pretty well on. But a Hard Rock 2, Hard Rock 1, I'm taking my eyes on those particular picks that they can go into. But instead, they're actually opting in for the DT3 here, the finger control strain map. So Very long map here, 3 minutes long. Such a classic map too. One of the earliest finger control stamina maps that we have in this game here, historically speaking.
Yep. It's going to be Halsey's Heart of Night. EPM at 192, drain time at 3 minutes and 38 seconds. Once again, a pretty long map for the pool. AR at 10.1, relatively high for a DT3, I believe.
Yeah, pretty high, but also with how dense this is, especially with how low BPM is, it's going to be really, really dense. So a lot of DT reading is involved. And with this kind of long of a map too, you first have to have your own consistency in your finger control, have enough strain to really play through this map, but also to account for the reading in the map. So it's going to be interesting to see who will have that proper reading here. You know, it is a really difficult map in that regard with the DT reading if you're not used to it. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see.
Yep. And the rosters are coming in now. It seems Canada is going to bring in their tapping rosters, ZBD and Jackson Jason. Oh, are we seeing a switch out? As well as Wolfboy and Jackie. Yes, Exia is coming in over ZBD, it seems. And while on the United States, we see Raymexia, SkyZ, Avitori, and Mayor, I believe.
Is more. Yeah. So, yeah, with this DT3, consistency matters a lot here. Your DT reading matters a lot here, and I'm sure the BPM is pretty comfortable for all these players if they're all in for it, especially with US picking this DT3. But these early misses that will come in won't matter too much because of this long of a map here. It's just all about those crucial misses at the middle that could really be detrimental to any team if any of these players do end up missing there.
Yep, and the map gets started right away. Immediately we are seeing some of these triples and doubles finger control patterns and as well as buzz sliders. They're very easy to break on. Remexia does find a miss very early on, first miss in the lobby. No one else has traded on Canada's side yet, but the accuracy department for the United States is just so much stronger than Canada that the score lead is going to stay on their side. That isn't going to be any longer, especially with that second miss coming out from Remexia.
Yeah, so those are one of the few patterns, one of those back and forth patterns that can't catch people off guard. Raymexia is still feeling a little bit uncomfortable at the moment with this kind of a finger control, and also a little bit of an aim control kind of map as well. Especially you see Avitori with that miss as well. So you know, with this kind of map though, with this like amount of depth that you see from both of these teams, you can kind of expect all these 8 players to like FC like the rest of the first Ki. But unfortunately, with those 2 misses coming from the United States, it's just going to be in a really good favor of Canada right now.
Yeah, certainly so. It's a two-way FC's 2-4 after all. Avitori finding another miss while we were talking about the map there. Morse finds another miss as well. Now it's just SkyZ on the United States side. This is not looking very good for their first pick immediately off the bat here for the United States. Exia finding a miss on Canada's side. The first FC to drop, but it's still 3 FCs to 1. Jackie, Wolfboy, and Jackson Jason still holding incredibly strong.
Yeah. So this is what kind of I expected for like some of these players to FC throughout the rest of the first Ki and already in the first half of the map right here. But there goes actually Wolfboy with their own miss. And you know, the recoveries are coming in right now for the side of the United States, but unfortunately the big combos of SkyZ did just miss now. So now it's just going really in the favor of Canada here with this 300k score difference that's going to keep on rising with that Jackie and Jackson Jason FC coming in right now for the side of Canada.
Yeah, but the recoveries are here. United States still has a chance in this matchup. If Jackie or Jackson Jason finds a miss here, there's still a very good chance the United States still has enough map to come back from here. Last third of the map remaining. We're at a build-up section, getting into this next Ki now. Finger control is gonna come in. Nerves is gonna be building up for Canada's side. Jackie dropping some accuracy there, 95%, but still holding onto that combo. Remixia finding that miss. That one big combo on United States side gone, but Avitori and more still holding onto a very strong recovery. It's gonna be up to whether or not Canada's two carries are going to be able to hold through this, and they just look so comfortable right now. The Nerves maybe kicking the accuracy, maybe dropping, but that's 2,000 combo you gotta make up, and that's 500k score lead into this last 10th of the map. I don't think there is enough time for United States to come back here.
Yeah, how poetic it is for a lot of these actually the reading players here coming in that can actually play this map pretty comfortably in a set of Jackie and Jackson, Jason, and projected to potentially FC the rest of the map here for the side of Canada, and a dominating over 3 million team score and potentially 3.4 million. That could happen here if they continue to FC. Actually, not 3.4, that could be a bit much, but maybe 3.3 is much more possible on the side of Canada.
Yep, and we see United States' almost flawless record has been shattered. Canada starting this match off incredibly strong with a 2-0 lead, taking a breakpoint on United States' first pick of DT3 with two FCs from Jackie and Jackson Jason, as well as just a few slider breaks from Wolfboy and a 2 miss from Exia. A very good team score.
Yeah. And already an unfortunate breakpoint right off the bat for the Southern United States. I mean, they did have the opportunity to win out on Nomod 1 as well because of that 30k score difference being very close. But right now, them already dropping the DT3 is already not a good prospect to consider. They could have honestly opted to protect the DT2 if they recognized that Canada were pretty weak on the tapping against the United States here. But maybe I'm not sure what happened on that ban decision here, especially with the DT3 being at low BPM that I think a lot of players in the Canadian set can play really comfortably. And unfortunately, with what we saw from Jackson and Jackie, they did see that DT3, that consistency of a map there. So the Canada side is definitely warmed up on that consistency. And
Yep, 2 consistency maps down, and a few more to go. There's not a whole lot of tapping maps to pick into for the United States on this pool. We do still have the Fremont 1, we do still have the Nomod 2, but that DT3 was not a very good start if they're looking to picking that tapping consistency department.
Yeah, and actually the Canada opting in for that slight reading check of DT4 here of Pokemon Color.
Not too familiar with this DT4 Baleen. Do you have anything to say about this map?
So there are some triple patterns that you can get tripped up on, and they're all scattered around this map here. And this one is actually AR7 before DT, so that means AR9 here. So there is a slight reading check that you have to consider. So we do actually have 3 reading maps on this pool: the Nomad 6, the Hidden 2, and the DT4. DT4 less so for reading because of that AR9, but it is dense enough to be kind of considered reading here. But I mean, sorry, Nomad 5 being the other reading map. Sorry, not Nomad 6. But it is also pretty interesting as well because we already seen the United States being really well versed in their reading as well, and also both Team Canada and Team United States protecting Nomad 5 here. So I don't know if they will pick a Nomad 5 income soon. But this DT4 could dictate who is more comfortable in that reading here.
Yeah, Canada, I mean, United States has gone for that Nomad 5 ban from earlier, so clearly they're confident in their reading abilities, but Canada's certainly no slouch on that reading department either. We're seeing their reading players come in: Navarre and Jackie and Jackson Jason. Wolfboy coming in. Unfortunately, we do not see Dragon. Seems they are not very comfortable on the DT mod, but nevertheless, here we go into this DT4.
Yeah, I would imagine since Dragon is, I think, what, like a reading kind of player, but also a tapping player, but he hasn't really been in these tapping maps lately, especially throughout this tournament. but maybe he could be in for like probably like an easy in 3-1. That could happen. I could see that happen, like a double way easy for the side of Canada here. I think also United States can opt in for that. These are probably the few teams that can go in for that kind of a mod selection in 3-1.
Yep, and this map, contrary to the previous picks of this match, is very, very short in length, being only at 1 minute and 55 seconds. So any of these early misses is going to matter a lot. And we immediately see Avitori, SkyZ, and ThaiHike all finding a miss right at the start of this TI for United States. For Canada, Wolfboy and Jackson Jason, as well as Navarran, all finding a miss as well. So it's going to come down to Moore versus Jackie. Which of these FCs on both of these teams is going to be the one to hold on?
Yeah, it's just these triples that are really heinous for the side of the United States right now, not really looking comfortable for them. And you know, Canada looking really solid at the moment with their own recoveries. They did have that slight mishap on one of those triples, but right now they are more comfortable than ever, it seems like, with those triples coming in. But unfortunately, that slider breakdown of Navarran could be a little bit of a mistake for Canada if anything goes awry here.
Nope. And nothing awry. We see so far Jackie and Moore are going to keep on holding. Avitori finding another miss, but the recoveries are starting to build. It's going to go to the side of Canada though. The 200k score lead and rising for Canada. The map is going to start to close out, but there's still two FCs on the board, and it's going to be Moore and Jackie. If either of them find a miss at this point in the map, it's very, very easy for the other team to come back. But
yeah, and the triple just got down on the United States like it was no more. And Canada, man, they're just gonna continue on their own reign of dominance here with this own FC of Jackie here. Jackie continuing on their own vintage performance from that DT3, and now the one to also carry Canada for that Nomod 1, and now the one to carry Canada on this DT4. Jackie, man, and I to keep on for this kind of this team here.
yeah, certainly. So Jackie, being the #1 performer of last week, is certainly showing his dominance once again in this match against the United States. That is, I believe, 3 FCs out of 3 right now. Oh my lord.
Well, the #1 he did an FC, but he did gain enough combo for them to win it out. For them to get their first point here. But at the moment, man, the United States, they got to pick something to really bring this back with this 3-point deficit coming in. And of course, even though it is looking good for the side of Canada, anything can still happen for this matchup here, especially with the United States being seed first. They don't really want to give up this kind of a match here, trying to get that guaranteed top 3. But at the moment, Canada is looking really solid, looking really more comfortable, and looking really more warmed.
Yep, of course. Last week it was Canada in this position, being down 4 points against United Kingdom, and now the story has been switched. It's Canada in the driver's seat now, 3-0, 1 break point down. United States needs to look for a few of those break points of their own if they want to come back into this game.
Yeah, I mean, they would need at most, if they can win their 2 picks, this one, and they just need at most 1 breakpoint to keep this tied. But you know, that also is a matter of them keeping up with those points of winning. And with them opting for the timeout, you know, they do recognize that they could not be feeling it at the moment, and I do recognize that some of these players aren't feeling it as well. In particular, Avitori isn't really feeling it because, you know, she was one of those high performers from those previous matches that they did play, like against South Korea and whatnot here. So United States looking a little weak at the moment, and utilizing this tiebreaker as a way to probably reset whatever is going on their end.
Yeah, I mean, being down 3 points right off the bat is gonna take a hit on the mental for United States side. A timeout is very understandable for their team. They could also be just resetting their nerves out here and getting ready to pick into some of their strengths.
Yeah.
They still
Similar
do have...
strength. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. They still do have their Protect out here, Nomod 5. So if they want to halt the bleeding now, that could be one of the picks they go for.
Yeah, but the problem is that Canada also protected Nomad 5, so they also can show that they are really comfortable in reading, and with how they dictated that BT4 result here of them winning it out really dominantly, it can be a little scary for the United States to pick the Nomad 5, but also that Nomad 5 is a bit more different to this DT4 being because the DT4's triples can really catch people off guard, can be really RNG if you're not comfortable with it here. But yeah, it will, the United States, they can, I think, more so opt in for the Hard Rock to the Hard Rock 2 and Hard Rock 1 being the better choices here for them to try and garner some points on their end.
You know, I mean, Hard Rock 1 being a mech tech map, a custom for 5WC this week, actually. I would say if United States is looking to pick into some more mechanics-based maps, HR1's not a bad pick for them, certainly not.
Yeah. So, and indeed, they do opt in for the Hard Rock 1 here. So Hard Rock 1 with the mech tech, some of the sliders to consider as well. Hard Rock 2 being very long, very straightforward, but very long, 4 minutes long. But this Hard Rock 1 being a little over 30 minutes, not 30 minutes, sorry, 3 minutes, 3 minutes here. And, you know, with this kind of mech tech, you can kind of, you know, comment on how it can feel slippery with these kind of maps. You can kind of slider break randomly here and there. That's what I mean by slippery, because it was like a way that this map is mapped. But you know, I'm assuming if with that timeout, they can maybe kind of regain their own confidence, kind of a pep talk that they can maybe win out this Hard Rock 1 here. And I think this, if they don't win this though, it could be one nail in their coffin, I would say.
Yeah, certainly so, but no point in talking about Doomer. No point in doomering about a pick that hasn't finished yet.
Yeah.
HR1 is theoretically very favored towards the United States, being mechanic based. But Canada's no slouch on these mech tech picks after all. It is still tech, and Canada is known to be pretty strong on those picks.
Yeah. So this is also a custom as well from our Sudoku mapper here. Can't recall, this is like a collaboration of a custom as well, so our apologies for not knowing that. I mean, I should know as well because I'm a playtester, but I forgot. It's been a while. We're currently playtesting the finals pool, so some more exciting things coming in for the WC pool.
Good luck, half funds are in the chat. I'm surprised to see that Wolfboy is not in fact in for this HR1. Normally for tech picks like these, I would usually expect Wolfboy to be very good at this, but I guess he's not too comfortable with some of these mechanics.
I mean, we did see him in that Nomad 1, but I guess for this particular Hard Rock 1, with how I guess not really RNG, but it is have that RNG aspect of the sliders that come in if you're not comfortable with first of all reading it, but also with the nerves coming in that could affect your reading as well here. So I would expect like people, all 8 of these players to potentially but there was actually with the first miss though, so nothing. I mean, it's still their first miss, early miss, so nothing to really concern yourself about here. It's just those, you know, late misses that don't really matter.
Yep, map's still building up. It's still a very slow section of the map. Early misses like these are not going to matter too much, especially given the length of the map being at just over 3 minutes and 30 seconds. See some more misses come out from the United States side actually. SkyZ and Arthur, I believe.
Yep, Arthur.
Both finding some misses. Avitori and Remexia still holding on. Jackie as well as Jackson Jason with the FCs as well. Jackson Jason finding that miss though.
And also Jackie missing as well, so Exia is still the only one holding that big combo despite that early miss at the beginning here. So, but never mind, Exia being the one left that it did just miss. So kind of a full combo reset here outside of Canada after this first Ki, and with United States looking really comfortable at the moment, despite those early misses, those recoveries are going really on the side of the United States. But there goes Himitsu with that last FC coming in, but those recoveries are actually mattering more here, with Canada just missing much more on their end.
Yeah, but the recovery Sky Z was holding is gone now. It's just Arthur. Jackson Jason finding a miss though. Jackie and ZBD are going to put a stop to that bleeding. 20k score lead. The United States has not built up enough of a lead to be saved right now, and there isn't enough combo on the entire board to secure anything for either teams right now. We are getting into the halfway point of this map. Jackie holding on to the 500 combo recovery, while Arthur with the 700.
Yeah, and it's just Jackie once again trying to display his own prowess, his own experience that will come through to potentially give Canada this potential to hopefully get a potential break point maybe for their end here. But right now, United States needs this point desperately on their end, so Arthur has to hold on as much as he can to combat this Jackie combo. And there goes Jackie. That's their big performer of Canada gone. So that's just Canada not being able to output much of the score that they need to bring this back. And now it's just Arthur that needs them to hold on much more to get the score lead back, but that score lead is still barely going back to the side of the United States, so you need Arthur to continue FCing the rest of the way up this map to even get a chance to win this point.
Yeah, and those supporting combos being reset on the side of the United States are not going to look very good for them as the dust settles off of that Ki. We see the combos on the side of Canada, recoveries from Exia, recoveries from Jackson, and some combo from ZBD matching up to Arthur's lone combo. All of them see the scoreboard and they know exactly what they need to do. Arthur's nerves must be going through the roof right now. He knows he needs to hold on at this ending, and that circle pattern is going to catch them. And Exia, Jackson, Jason, ZBD, no combos to be gone from that dip spike, and the score lead is just going to fly over to the side of Canada. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to say it right now, but like Canada, 4 points up right off the bat. Unless United States is going to put up the same performance that Canada did last week. This is looking incredibly strong for Canada right now.
Yeah, it's just really unfortunate that the supporting combos did not come through for the side of the United States. Arthur being the only big combo here for their end, and unfortunately Arthur just being too nervous to really hold it out at the end before the last Ki, missing at the last Ki. For Canada to get that opportunity. It was just Exia, Jackson, Jason, and ZBD, but those own recoveries that really brought it forth to get this break point here. And it's just looking really scary right now for the United States, showing a little bit of weakness at the moment, right here, right now. And Canada, it is their own pick. It is their opportunity even to go to match point right away if they decide to have a right pick here against the United States.
The entire HD pool is still there, ready for Canada's pickings. HD3 is going to be featuring a lot of those aim control type elements. Well, HD2 is a pure stack reading map. So
yeah.
either of those could possibly be favorable for Canada.
Yeah, Hidden 2, there are some of those stacks that can happen, but it's more so on the side of Nomod 5. I don't know if any of these teams are picking the Nomod 5, like Tate just mentioned in the Twitch chat here. But Canada, man, I don't think they'll pick the Nomad 4, but they actually opted in for the alt pick of a Fremont 2 here, so they are kind of recognizing that the US is a bit struggling on the control aspects here with that DG4, that DG3 and Hamburg 1 that they just lost. So with this Fremont 2 pick, with this alt anti-mod here, this is a read from the side of Canada that could be the beginning of the end here for the United States.
Fremont 2 is going... I believe this is a snap alt map?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. So, once again, picking to the control element, being Fremont 2, this is also going to be anti-mod, being CS5 and AR8, so breeding elements as well as precision elements is going to come in, and given that United States banned out that Nomod 6 precision map, the HR players might struggle a little bit on the precision. So this is a very good pick for Canada.
Yeah, so with Jackie already showing a lot of his good performance that they have shown, obviously I would expect Jackie to be in here for the side of Canada. But, United States, even though after that timeout that they just used, it would have been nice to win out of Hard Rock 1, but unfortunately them losing it isn't a great prospect for them to really win out this match here. But for the side of Canada, all the confidence is going to them right now. They're just really confident right now, really, just pumping their chests and, potentially going all the way to maybe even go to match point here with this Rima 2.
Yeah, Canada being up on the board 4-0 is going to give them a massive confident boost. Although, it's still very, very much losable just looking at last week's match they themselves had against the United Kingdoms. So they're not out of the waters just yet, and this Fremont 2 is looking to secure themselves a match point, but United States is not going to go down without a fight.
Yeah, but it's just a matter of, can the United States really regain their own mental here to, try to check themselves in, to, believe in themselves, to really know that they can still be in it in this particular match. We already seen an early miss from Exia, but that early miss from Exia we already seen before, and that resulted in Exia having better recoveries from the side of the United States here, and we do see those misses coming up from Aviatory as well.
Yep, early misses all over the place for both teams. Osutori and Exia finding those misses, but there's still 3 FCs to 3 on both teams actually. ZBD, Sumian, and Jackie all holding on. Aviatory finding another miss. Exia does not trade it this time though. 2 HRs to 2 HRs, 2 HDs on both teams. Arthur finding another miss though. That is going to be massive for Canada's early score lead.
Yeah, and as the first QA is approaching, those misses already from Arthur's side. It's not looking great here. Especially, also with Skyzy miss as well. And it's just not looking really great on the side of Canada, and even though they did trade of Skyzy here, it's just those 2 FCs versus 1 and that big recovery of Exia, and Exia is really reliable on their recovery here to really support their own teammates in Canada's side. But there goes actually to Jackie and Remix miss. That's a bigger combo gone for the United States now, but there also goes Simeon, so that's also kind of a combo reset except for that Exia recovery. Exia being the one, the sole remaining survivor of the Canada, and also honestly being the one that will really get this forward for Canada with no really good recoveries on the side of the United States that can really match him.
Yeah, and as the dust settles, Exia and Aviatory, the only 2 people with a significant amount of combo on the lobby left, but Exia is just holding a much larger combo compared to Aviatory with another early miss from her earlier. The recoveries are on the side of Canada as well. We're closing in on the halfway point of this map. Now the score lead is going to be 190k for the side of Canada. Another miss from Sumian, but that's not going to put too much of a dent in their score lead, with Jackie still holding on the recovery as well as Exia.
Yeah, I mean, it's already 3/4 of the way of the map. You're seeing so many unfair. I mean, there is that big combo of Exia gone, but 200k score difference, matching recoveries from all 3 score league players on the side of the United States and Canada. There's nothing the United States can do. This is just them looking at the barrel at the end here for them to see Canada go into the match point here. I mean, I don't know what you can say. I mean, you see uncharacteristics, underperformance coming from the side of Skyzy and Aviatory here. Those were the big performance makers from those previous matches, but unfortunately, they're just not showing it here.
Unfortunately, the nerves have gotten to them. This Fremont 2 looks so much more comfortable for the side of Canada here, and I don't think there's much. Actually, the recovery combos for the side of United States is currently ahead. The score lead is starting to flicker back, but that's 2 misses and 2 recovery combos gone on Skyzy and Remexia. I believe that is going to be this map. There's not enough combo on the side of the United States to make up that 130k score deficit. So we are going to see Canada putting themselves at match point at 5-0.
5-0 indeed. Already dropping 2 match points. No, break points, sorry. Um, But yeah, it was actually Exia with the recoveries here. Like I said, Exia is the kind of that sneaky player that can just recover and get those scores for the team. Like all these players were pretty similar in terms of score, but it was just Exia being that X factor that held out much more longer for the side of Canada to really hold out on that score difference for them to gain this match point here.
Yeah, United States is really on their back foot now. If they want any chance of coming back for this match, they need to win five maps in a row, and then find a win on the tiebreaker as well. This is a really, really bad spot if you're supporting the United States, and they need to find some way to break through Canada's streak that they've been going on.
Yeah. So this is their pick. This is their opportunity to really break the momentum that Canada has. I mean, you can say that Canada will be nervous because it's match point and they want to close it out quickly. Those things can happen, but also you have to believe in your own self, in your own team, and instead of the United States to believe in yourself to really bring this back. You still have to not resign yourself to already thinking of losing this match if you want the potential to bring this comeback and to get that tiebreaker opportunity here. And hopefully this hidden 2 can be that first step to it.
Yep, another custom for this week's 5WC map pool. It's going to be Nina by Pinocchio P, and it's going to be a custom map by Aru Oda.
Yeah. So, with the baggage that comes with 5 tournaments, you don't see a lot of these hidden 2 maps being mapped. So, you can potentially see a lot of like overpooled stuff as well. So, with them making custom maps for this hidden 2 is understandable. It's the same goes with Nomod 5 here. And right now, Canada, they said they're also opting in for a timeout. Is it after this hidden 2 pick or is it after this timer? I'm not sure. But for this hidden 2 pick, man, United States, they would need like actual great consistency to really match out on the side of Canada.
I mean, Canada asking for a timeout after this, probably just to calm their excitement, I guess.
Yeah.
If they were to lose this map, but of course, Canada. I was saying how they were very, very strong on the hidden reading as well. So United States got their work cut out for them on this HD2.
Yeah, and all right, so it is actually a timeout for before the hidden 2 is going to be played here. So maybe nerves are high for the side of Canada here, but yeah, the United States, we are acutely aware that a lot of these players are new as well, especially with Remexia being like the first. Remexia, this is also technically his first tournament ever for the United States. Avitori, kind of the first time kind of in a big stage here, even though they weren't at 6WC 2 years ago, 2024. But this is just a bigger, more competitive field at the moment. But maybe it could be the Canada experience that is bringing them forth here, especially when only 3 of them are new players on that team.
Yep, and even the newcomers on Team Canada have been veteran tournament players for many years now, I believe. So the experience department is definitely coming through for Canada right now.
And even though I did say that, Navarin and Wolf Warlock are new, they do have previous experiences. They just are now given that opportunity to represent Canada here in the big leagues, potentially get a win here for the side of Team Canada, especially, with that tragic loss against Poland in 5WC 2024. It was very much close there. It was 7-5, 7-5 when Poland winning those two matches, though, one match before in the bracket reset. So right now, Canada, they're trying to get this win here, trying to get this top 3 just to have that opportunity to maybe get that win.
Oh, once again taking a shot at the first place podium this year, but that everything we've said so far is going to have to happen after Canada closes this out, or United States somehow finds a comeback. Yeah, timeout's still happening. Canada is still getting ready to get into this HD2.
So, with this hidden 2 is not like RNG as that the hidden 2 of quarterfinals. That one was much more wide angle jumping. This one much more closer together, just a little bit of overlap so you gotta practice on. But for these reading plays, it wouldn't really spray them away. I would imagine them being very comfortable here, and especially with Dragon finally coming in for the side of Canada, finally showing up for their team here. And I think on the side of United States, we haven't really seen Sean come in, or Short Billathon as we all know him as. So at the moment here, this hidden 2, this is just gonna be it here. We'll see what happens in 3 minutes. Will the United States be unceremoniously just eliminated to losers bracket, or will Canada make it to the top 3?
Yep. It's a rather long map for an HD2, being just over 3 minutes of drain time. However, this map, of course, you said it earlier that it has some of those overlap patterns, but I think the main difficulty of this map comes in the bud slider sections. That is very, very easy to just mishold, because it's a matter of whether or not you can get the right timing to hold on those bud sliders.
Yep, indeed. So, a lot of these readings can also be a factor of knowing the song as well. So even if you know how to read this AR, there is that song aspects that you can read. With GN being the famous quote of "there are no such thing as a reading prodigy." All of these players, they work their ass off trying to, get good at this kind of skill set. But unfortunately, these misses coming in from Tarragon is just not looking great for the prospect of the United States of winning this round here.
Yeah, but the combo advantage is going to go to the side of the United States just barely, I believe. The accuracy is going to keep Canada, keep the score lead on Canada's side, though. But with that miss from Avitori, the combo lead as well as the accuracy is going to go for Canada.
Yeah, I mean, even though despite Jackie missing before that first kill, I believe it's just, these more consistent misses on the side of the United States that can be really detrimental to them. And, you're just hoping for them to just continue to hold on to their own combo, and for Canada to, hold on, just do some misses here and there, just them switching places on their own circumstances. But right now, it's just Canada more warmed up, more focused, more consistent than ever, trying to hold on as much as they can with this 100k score difference. Go to them, but except there's those 2 misses of Wolfboy and Sumium and Tai trading it out here. So now it could be going to the side of US at the moment, as long as they hold on.
Shots have been fired! Sumian and Wolfboy fighting those misses. SkyZ unfortunately trades just down the track and more. Both players holding out the almost identical combos.
Dragon miss!
And those buzz sliders that we said earlier has caught Dragon off guard. It's Moore's time to cook, and he is going to go at it to 900 combo almost, and rising. What? A miss on relatively nothing on the map, even going past the TI, and now there's no combo on the board whatsoever for both teams. Avitori fighting another miss on that slow section. Now the combo lead is going to go to Canada, but with that miss from Wolfboy, it's going everywhere. Neither team is holding on to any semblance of combo, but the score lead is going to stay on the side of the United States. 20k, 20k, 22k, 21k. It's flickering. The map is ending, and there's no combo to be seen. any misses from both teams now is going to secure the point for either of them. The score lead is still going to stay on the side of the United States. It's not quite flickering over. 1 point finding another miss. And I think that is going to do it. Is there going to be any more misses coming out from the United States? Dragon finding another miss. And I think the United States have done it.
Oh my god.
They've taken a point.
Out of the skin of their teeth, they barely win their first point ever in this match, man. This is their time, man. This is probably probably the best time to get their own momentum back. But man, it was so close, just like that Nomod one at the beginning.
By the skin of their teeth, indeed, Valine. The score lead could have gone either way at any time there. Finally, the United States have put themselves on the board here. It might be a little bit late, but it's never too late to start for the United States here. 1-5.
United States, man, they just gotta win out 2 more break points and 3 of their own points here to no, not sorry. 2 break points and 2 of their own points to get that potential of going to tiebreaker against Canada here. But it's just going to be a long, arduous journey there, as you know, those 2 break points are going to be a hard ask for them to get to their side, and especially with these remaining maps coming in to be really RNG, not in the aspect of it pattern based, but more so because any team can win it out. This is just going to be a really interesting match going forward here.
Certainly so, Valine, and we see Canada immediately responding to that HD2 pick with a Nomod 3. This time, the Nomod 3 is not going to be your standard Nomod 3. It's going to feature a lot of those geometric patterns, squares, linear patterns of the bunch, as well as some of those finger control elements, I believe.
Yeah, so there is a little bit of that finger control, a little bit of that overlap. This is one more kind of gimmickier set of Nomad 3s. You don't really see this kind of Nomad 3 at all. Especially for this rank range and the 5-digit rank range. This is kind of one of those unique maps that Bowden has decided to envision here, especially with his own song choice. And you know, it is a song that matches the vibe of this map really well, and vice versa. But you know, this is a map that requires you to kind of practice as well with those overlaps and those slight rhythm changes as well.
Yeah, I mean, against an opponent as strong as Canada, no doubt the United States would have practiced this map thoroughly. So, gonna come down to performance, whether or not the players in the lobby can actually pull off what they've practiced.
Yeah. This one is just not going to be any easier for the United States, man. Like, this is also one of those weird maps as well that can confuse Amy and confuse RNG in those aspects here. And we're just going right into this custom Nomad 3 by Bowden here. And, you know, you're hoping now that with that hidden 2, you know, some confidence can be regained in the United States and really try and get these breakpoints to their favor here.
Yep, and here we go, right off the bat into the Nomad 3. This map is going to be on relatively on the average map length side for the entire pool, 2 minutes and 37 seconds. So it's not gonna be too much of a consistency check, but we've already seen a few breaks come out. Actually, just one more.
Yeah. So, you know, it's just these linear, like, weird flow patterns that, you know, can catch people off guard. And then indeed it did catch Boy just a little bit off guard there. It could be just a matter of the flow being RNG here on this map. And as we're going into this overlappy, kind of slightly rhythm changey aspect here, this is one of those parts that you actually do got to practice here. And at the moment, it's looking really comfortable for both of these teams.
Yep, looking very comfortable, but the combo lead is going to go to the side of United States, with Moore's recovery combo being higher than Wolfboy's, and thus the score lead is going to go to their side as well. The accuracy department is going to favor Canada, though, 299s and 298s, while Moore is down in the high 97 regions. Not significant enough to make up that combo deficit that Moore is putting up, though. We're getting into that Ki, some of those 1/8s is coming in. Catching nobody off guard, though.
Yeah, it's just really nerve-wracking with all these players just holding on, man. Like all these players just don't want to let up. You know, the U.S. not wanting to let up, but there goes actually a trader from Taihai next year, but there also goes the Skyzy Mist here. So now it's just a 3 versus 1, 2 FCs at the moment right now, and it's just going towards back on the side of Canada here, unless there's no uncharacteristic misses.
Yep, two FCs and one recovery versus an FC and a almost a reverse choke. But Jackie finds a miss, and now the combos are about even. Wolfboy actually on a deficit. But Avitori finding that miss, and now Jackson Jason's the only one left in the lobby with an FC. More doing their very, very best to keep the bleed, to stop the bleeding with that miss. Oh no, there's only 1/4 of the map left. Jackson Jason finds a miss though. That's the last FC gone. Wolfboy still 800 combo and rising. And, I don't want to say it just yet, Bailey, but I think it might be over for United States. Their image of perfection that they built up throughout the entire tournament has been shattered. Only losing 1 point? No, you're going to lose by only getting 1 point. Canada is going to take the semifinals match, and they're going to secure top 3. In
top
5-digit
3. Oh,
World Cup
my.
2026.
Top 3 indeed. What could have been expected here, man? For Canada, the 4th seed, to really win it out against the 1st seed of the United States here. And you know, this is one of those few opportunities for Canada to maybe even win it out here because of this SR to pool. But that doesn't mean that Canada is not a good team. That it just means that Canada was just more consistent here to win it out against the United States to get that top 3 spot here. And unfortunately, with the United States now going into the losers bracket and fighting their way to their own top 3 spot. But now Canada, they will have to wait for their match against the Philippines and Germany.
Yep, very well played from both of these teams, but Canada, what an incredibly dominating performance against the seed 1 of the tournament, coming into this match as the underdogs, but taking out the beast that is United States at an incredible scoreline of 6-1. I am very excited to see how this Canadian roster is going to perform in the later rounds of this tournament, especially now that they've secured themselves a top 3 placement in this tournament.
Yeah, so the Germany and Philippines match, we will have to wait and see the results of that. I'm very excited for that particular match, but for now, for Canada, congrats to them for that top 3 placement. ZBD, Simeon, Navarin, Nexia, XD, Jackie, Dragon 20942, Wolfboy, and Jackson Jason here to get that top 3 and maybe even give their own country a redemption from 2024 tragedy. And unfortunately for the United States side, they have a lot of thinking to do for the next coming weeks to try and maybe go into that top 3 placements here. But that'll be it for us. There'll be more matches coming in. I'm your cousin Valine, and I'm joined here Aquatic. Is there anything else you want to say, Aquatic?
None from me here. This has been an incredibly engaging match to cast, and we will see you guys when we do.
Yep. Have a good day.